Now I'm ready to build the far side. And so what I want to do is I want to expand the main body near side, expose the main body sketch. I'll select that again and I'll use it for a second feature. So now I'm going to extrude the opposite direction, 8 millimeters, using the 3-degree draft, but I want to clear the merge result. The reason why is I already know that I want to split the product into two parts, but I want to design in such a way that I've got a master model or a multi-body part that shows my overall design before I start breaking this out into individual bodies, where I will introduce the other features that's needed to make this a moldable part. So clearing that will create two bodies within my model. Green check mark, and we can see that we've got a parting line that's there. And I want to go right back to the front plane, and this time I'll start a new sketch from scratch. I want to see some of the geometry related to these optic mounts, so I'm going to select to show my optic mount sketch. And I'm going to go to a front view using Control 1. Now I just want to use these as reference, but what I really want to do is I want to grab this edge and this edge, and I'm going to use convert entities in order to create construction or in order to create sketch geometry that I'm going to use for the feature that makes the little monocle bar on the front of the viewer. Scratch all that. Then I'm going to use a 3-point arc in order to create the top arc on our front monocle. I'll do the same thing on the bottom using a 3-point arc in order to define it. And I just get it somewhat close. Then I want to create a tangent relationship to this edge, and I'll do the same thing for the bottom. This is completely a design intent that is up to the designer's use. It could be a lot of different ways that you could construct this geometry, as long as you're keeping your spacing at 65 millimeters for your disc view or 90 millimeters for your overall diameter. Let's give this a spin around so that way we can see the way that the geometry has been constructed. And now I'm ready to proceed with my extrude boss command. This time, again, flipping the direction of extrusion. One of the things I've been asked before while I'm on this area is, why does it always extrude in this direction? Depending on if you draw on the front plane, right plane, top plane, it depends on the positive direction out of that plane. So in this instance, whenever we draw on the front plane, that is the XY plane. And notice how down here on the reference triad that the Z arrow comes towards us out of the screen. That means by default, all of the extrusions are going to move in the positive Z direction. Likewise, whenever I'm sketching on the top plane and it's from the XZ plane, it's going to go up in the positive Y direction. And as you may imagine, whenever I'm on the right plane, the YZ plane, it's going to extrude to the right, which is the positive X direction. Just a little bit of extra information based on, just over the years, people asking questions about, why does so-and-so act that way. Let's give that an extrusion of 12 millimeters, and we're going to merge, but notice how we have a box down here that says feature scope. It's wanting to know what are we going to merge to. And so it's always helpful to define what you want that to be. So instead of using the auto select, I'm going to use the selected bodies option, and I'm going to come out and select my front body that I want it to merge into. So again, I keep two separate bodies, the near side and the far side. Green check mark, and we'll now see that those things have blended into one another, and we start to get that familiar shape of our favorite disc viewer.